Hello guys, so you did read that right. Jaguar Land Rover called me themselves from the head office after watching my YouTube channel to say something to me, and I'm going to tell you what in this video. I'm also going to be explaining where my Discovery 5 is currently and why I'm in a Range Rover Sport Autobiography right now. So this is the vehicle I'm driving around in at the moment. I don't have my Discovery 5 back. I have this, I think it's Firenze red Autobiography with like the black pack. It's got gloss black bits everywhere. It's the Autobiography model. It's a sport. It's the first time I've been in a sport, and I'm actually quite enjoying it at the moment. Inside, it's quite nice as well. And like I said in the video, let me explain a bit more about why I'm rolling around in this at the moment and where my car is. So let me tell you why Jaguar Land Rover called me after watching my YouTube videos. I was not expecting it at all, really. And I had this call from their customer experience team, one of their team leaders actually, saying, "I'm really, really sorry to hear about your car," was the first thing they said. And the person on the phone spoke for some time, explained kind of that they had seen the concern on their system, the complaint. And about 5 minutes into conversation, after they were explaining how sorry they were and the issues they've been having with global supply and all that, I said to them, where's this phone call coming from? Is it based on the formal complaint I wrote to you last year? Or is this because from the dealer getting in touch with you? Like, why a phone call now? Because I've never had a phone call from Jaguar Land Rover, from the customer experience team, which was uninitiated, so just out of nowhere. And they said basically one of the directors had sent them a video they'd seen on YouTube, and they had found that the vehicle in the videos was mine based on the private number plate that I had on it. So I thought that was really interesting to start with, that the JLR team are obviously looking at YouTube and seeing what's going on. And I was very grateful for the phone call as well, because the person on the phone was super helpful and very kind of understanding of my concerns. It was probably one of the best conversations that I've had with anyone from Land Rover in regards to getting the problem sorted. So for those that are new to the channel and watching this for the first time, welcome. Click subscribe if you're new to the channel, like this video, and obviously comment and let me know what you think as you watch this video as we go on. But let me tell you a bit more about the situation I'm in and the problems I've been having and why I haven't had my Land Rover for the last 6 months. About 6 months ago, I had some starting issues on my Discovery 5. I've had this car since pretty much new and loved owning it when it's working. It's been fantastic, but I have had my fair share of problems. For those that watch the channel will definitely know that. But it had a starting issue and I took it in, and basically I've been waiting for 6 months now for the parts of what they think is the problem with it, which is a wiring harness, something to do with the starter circuit on the vehicle, a wiring harness under the left wheel tyre. And because of the parts supply and the issues they've got moving warehouses and everything else that's going on with JLR currently, they haven't managed to get the parts together. And still to this day, I spoke to JLR literally when they called me last week, there is still no update on parts. There's still no ETA on when the parts will arrive, as confirmed by the dealer that I'm dealing with, but also JLR themselves. So don't have any update in regards to that at all. Now, you may also remember I wrote a formal complaint to JLR after just waiting for 5 months. At the end of last year, I was like, I can't go into next year and not have my car back. And more than that, not just not have my car back, but not have a timeline or a deadline or some kind of clarity on where we were and what was going to happen if the parts took, I don't know, 9 months or a year to come back. And I do these videos because I know a lot of you guys are in a similar boat. You've got similar experiences, and I'm sharing my experience, which hopefully may in part help you out if you're going through the same thing that I am. And I wrote this letter, and on that I sort of said a few things, and one of them was that the warranty was running out, which it's expired now and been renewed, and I wanted that to be paid for because I haven't had the vehicle for 6 months, so I wanted a 6 month extension on the warranty. It was to do with mechanical repairs on the vehicle, more importantly for me. So it's due, my car's due a service in like 3 weeks time, and so I want to make sure that as it's still at the dealers, it's going to be serviced as part of this repair process. Because the vehicle's been stagnant and stationary for so long, there's going to be a lot of components on it that are going to need sorting out and fixing. It's just been left outdoors, flat batteries, and just in the car park. And I've actually at the moment sawned it. It's basically off-road. I do have to insure it though. That's not covered under the insurance policy with the dealership, so I've had to insure it, which has been particularly painful considering how much Land Rover insurance has spiked in the last 6 months due to all the theft and everything else that goes with it. So I've insured it, and it's just sat there at the Marshall's dealership at the moment. Now, I wanted from this person who called me to get more clarity on those issues in particular. So firstly, is the warranty going to get covered and sorted? JLR are doing that, which I'm very grateful for. So that's been extended, which is fantastic, and I'm going to get paid back for that. There's also an outstanding amount of rent on a vehicle that I hired. If you remember, I put it here on the channel. It was a Toyota Hilux last summer for some towing that I need to do, and at the time JLR, well, the dealer had run out of vehicles, and so I've been in a Kia for most of the time that that my car's been in repair, and so hired the Hilux, still out of pocket for that. So that was another thing I wanted to chase up, was that, and also just a deadline and timeline, some kind of estimate on where we are with this. And I understand that it's been escalated to the director level within the business. My car's one of the longest standing, particularly at our local dealership. It's the longest standing vehicle. So I'm really hoping that this is some positive news and it moves forward and we get a bit more update as to what is going on really, and when I can expect to get my car back. And if it's not going to get the car back, is it going to be written off? What's going to happen with it? Because I'm getting a bit impatient now of waiting. I've also now, in the last 2 days since I had that phone call, have been swapped into this Range Rover Sport, which is the same model year my Discovery is. So it's a 2018, late 2018, and it's the Autobiography Sport. And I've never had a Sport before, the new one or the old one. So it's been quite an interesting experience having it and running around in it. This, I think, has the D300 engine in it, where mine is a 2 litre. It's second 2 litre engine it's got in my Discovery, whereas this is a D300, which does feel a lot better to drive. And similar to the Discovery I had for some of the time this has been repaired, I had another rental vehicle which was a Discovery. It's got a similar sort of drive to that, and I've actually really enjoyed it so far. So we'll be doing some more content and videos around Range Rover Sport ownership, because I think that's quite interesting, and a lot of people who watch the channel also have Range Rover Sport. So I think it could be good to talk about my experience of with it and hear your thoughts as well about these vehicles. I suppose the question is, would I choose something like this over my Discovery 5? Even just having it for a short amount of time, there's some things that are quite different to it that I probably don't like quite as much as the Discovery. So things like even just opening the boot, you get that little tailgate that comes down in the Discovery, which is actually really handy for sitting children on and, you know, getting them sorted out, getting them dressed, but also just a shelf for loading stuff onto. And so I think for me, that is one of the things. It's got that little shelf on it, a bit more boot space, but I do like how this drives. I certainly forget how nice it is to be in a Land Rover after having a Kia Sportage for a lot of the time that my car's been in repair until last week. So they just drive amazingly well when they're working like this and they're just cruising at 70 miles per hour on the main roads. It's so nice to drive. It's so spacious, it's so quiet, and they really are a real premium drive when they're working. I really still rate them, even after all this experience I've had and how negative it's been. I still stand behind the fact that as SUVs go, Land Rover do make some amazing cars. So the big question is, what happens next? Now my car is, well, I feel my case with my car has been escalated and it's been dealt with a matter of urgency. I'm hoping to hear back really soon as to what the game plan is. Are they just going to get the part together and get my car fixed, and then with that, my main fear is, I suppose, is it going to be serviced and sorted and in working order to be given back to me, and then decide really, what do I actually want to do with it? Do I want to keep it for longer? Should I trade it in and get something different? Bit worried about the long-term future with it having so many issues. It's only done 60,000 miles, but I still think I would love to run it to like 80, 100,000 miles, but I just don't know if it's going to be reliable enough to do that. Going away in the summer, driving as well, do I want to take that? Is it going to get me there? Am I going to have trouble again? That is my concern. So I don't know what I'm going to do if I do get it back, but the other option is, I suppose, is it going to come back at all? Is there going to be an issue with it? Are they not going to be able to get the parts for it? Is the repair going to fix a car? So there's so many variables there to try and work through. I think something I really don't want to think about right now is the reality of, if that part comes in and they put it on the vehicle and then it doesn't work still, I mean, having to wait for another part, I just don't think I can do that. So I'm hoping it does fix it, or I'm hoping JLR come up with a solution of like buying this vehicle or Discovery 5 off me, or replacing it and giving me a like for like, whatever that might be. So I think there's a few options there of what to do, but I do feel now things are moving forward. I feel like there's been a breakthrough and things are slowly getting to the point where they're going to be resolved very soon. And I will always update you on the channel and let you know kind of where I am with that. So I think overall, I've got hope in Land Rover sorting this out. I want them to sort it out, but I'm still waiting to hear with any kind of real conviction what is actually happening. It's still very much we're waiting for parts, and yeah, we'll agree to do some things once the parts come in, but it's not really been properly finalized. So waiting to hear on that and the final issues with that. But as always, interested to hear what you guys think. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. So many of you watch this channel and don't subscribe, and I really appreciate it if you do. It really helps me build the channel out if I get more subscribers. And thanks for watching this video as always. Thanks a lot, guys, and I'll see you very, very soon.